Hi guys, this is a theory video I'm making on the series Persona and Puella Magica Monica / Magi Record. Now let me recap the two series just for people who don't know the both. The Persona series is a video game series developed by Atlas. It started in 1996 and it is a spin-off to Atlas' other video game series Shin Megami Tensei, aka SMTM for short. Puella Magica Monica is a 2011 anime that has become the series of manga, video games, and its new anime based off its mobile game Magi Record. It's one of the most darkest magical girls anime ever to exist, actually. So we'll be talking about these two series and how do they relate to one another that makes them connected in a sort of way. This goes between characters of the series and similar motives and facts, so let's begin with the theory. Number 1 are the Doppels and Personas. I'm making this number 1 because how strongly connected it is, and when I see such a series that has a connection to another, it makes me have ideas for future fanfiction, aka crossovers. Now in the wiki, Doppels in Magi Record is a materialization of despair, I hope I said that right, from the magical girls of Kimihama City. It says a magical girl who has gained control over her despair may call out her Doppel to attack enemies during battle, causing massive damage. A persona is a manifestation of the user's personality. In physiology, the word persona refers to the identity that a person takes to adapt to the outside world. They are a mask or a facade, meaning another identity of someone. In the Persona series, they are like masks, a different identity of that character based on mythology, like the games known in Persona. Persona 3 had Greek mythology personas, Persona 4 had Japanese mythology personas, and as of Persona 5, they had personas based off of mythology or stories of the thief type. Now, why does this relate to the Puella Magica Doppel system in Magi Record? Well, let's say they described and used them in battle. For instance, they are described to be Let's look at a moment for the Doppel of Itawa Tamaki, for example. Itawa Tamaki's Doppel is named Giovanna, which is the name and Yachio's Doppel from a Japanese novel, Night of the Gallic Railroad. I hope I said that right. Relating to characters in the book. On the wiki page, it says about Itawa's Doppel, the Doppel of silence. Its form is a cuckoo. The master of this emotion is aware of how pitiful of her Doppel and it refuses to look at it. This Doppel ruthlessly wraps around and strangles anything it doesn't want to hear, and it continues its search for something to fulfill the hole in its heart. While it should be calling out for someone, it is cowardly and afraid of acknowledging the reality it has connected, and so it remains silently covering its ears. This also tells Ira as the story of Magi Record is that she refuses to live in the reality without her younger sister Ubi. Now, as you see, the Doppels, I see them as another identity of the magical girl, just like a persona. And when it makes about reality, Persona is all about that, with the other worlds, the alternate realities, where they fight shadows. In the names Doppel, it's like doppelganger, another person or something that looks like the actual person in question. It's still a different personality and an identity of that person, just like a persona. My number 2 theory is similar motives. Now both series have similar motives. One motive is protecting people from the monsters they fight, like the shadows and the familiars and witches. Now, Persona has multiple motives depending on the type of game you're playing or watching a gameplay of, which involves the motives to the stories, but they always make it similar to the old. You can tell I couldn't find anything similar here, just can't remember it. Let's move on to theory number 3, the relatable characters. Now, there are some characters in both series with similar designs or personalities in their own motive. For example, Akihiko Sanada from Persona 3 and Tsuruno Yuri from Magi Record. Both want to become strong. If you hadn't seen my Magi Record side stories where I am playing the mobile game, there is a part in Tsuruno Yuri's side story where she says to Makoto, Togami, Reina Minami, and Kid Akino, I hope I said that right, after what looks like to be testing the magic abilities, she says she needs to become stronger. For Akihiko, on the other hand, he has the abrasion. Fuck. No, ignore what I just said back there. So basically, he just has the ambition to become stronger because he wasn't able to protect his sister Mickey, who died in a fire. They also both seem to be reckless and full of energy when fighting, and both have a similar sibling personality around their friends, not just because they had siblings. Also, Riz Hawkwood from Tart Magica's design reminds me of the shadows of the Persona series. Now, my reasons on making this video is I just decided to make it because I remember about making a video back in March about crossovers, but it could be just a pure coincidence that similarities to each other. But either way, between in 2011 or when they were making Magi Record in 2017, they just decided to take some ideas, and either a lot of people actually do that to create their own stories and other things. I do the same sometimes. Or maybe it just has something to do with Ambirex and Sony, for crying out loud. Aniplex seems to do a lot of Japanese entertainment in Japan and spread it across the world. But this is just me speculating. Persona is a Sony game and will always be, even if it's coming available to other platforms such as Steam with the Persona 4 Golden release. And if you see the parts in the anime of Persona 5, you can clearly see the Sony logo on top of the phones. For instance, the close-up on Makoto and On's phones. And just to promote something from my Wattpad. So I have this fan fiction called the Fanfic book, which is a fun asking characters funny story, doing challenges, questions, anything. They're just making short stories out of them basically. And I want to do them with you too, as well, to those who are watching. So basically, if you have a Wattpad account, you can go over to here. You can go over to there by the link in the description and join in by asking what do you want to see happen, and then I'll create it into a fan fiction. I want to work with everybody on this one. It could be any of the series that are the following, which are Avatar: The Last Airbender, Black Butler, Sailor Moon, Persona series, Magi Record, Puella Magica Monica, and Pretty Cure. This can be any Pretty Cure, including Healing Good, which is on right now at the time of this video. Okay, so this is the end of the video. I made this info, so comment down below if you got these, if I got some of these right, and tell me your thoughts on it. I'd love to hear from you. And if you agree on what I have to say, subscribe and like for some more stuff I do on my channel. This is Silverchan signing out.